Good morning, everybody around the world. It might not even be morning where you are. It might be already in the midday. Coming to you live from Alaska. My name is Melody McAllister, and I'm here with the amazing Rachelle Danae Poth. And we are hoping that your Monday has already started off well. We know a lot of people have gone back to school today, some just for in service, and some actually with returning students. So wherever you are today, we just want to say a big hello and hope that you're doing well and welcome to Thrive in Education. Rachelle, how are you doing?
I'm great. It's Monday. I get to talk to you and already have, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours in on this day. I know you can't say the same because you're 4 hours behind and it's so early for you. But yeah, today's the first day of school for me. It's our PD day, number one. So we've had some meetings this morning and this is now my lunch break. So I'm not eating though. I got some coffee. So good to go. Good morning, Jen Led.
Yeah, we get to see your face today. So cool. She's not Facebook
He's
user.
not really.
So cool, Jennifer.
Awesome.
So what is it like having, professional development on Zoom all day?
It's the same as what I guess all of our lives have been for the last 6 or 7 months. And it's different. I mean, it's nice that we can actually see each other and hear the voices and everything and interact. But it's just the way that it's going to be for a lot of schools coming up here that are, if not hybrid, I mean, fully distance learning, and just gives you perspective too to think about what your experience is in sitting in some of those meetings, or if you're leading the meetings, and then you get the feedback of, okay, what's this going to look like when we have our students? Do we want them to be sitting the whole time or listening the whole time? And what are our expectations as far as synchronous learning, asynchronous learning, or anything like that? So yeah,
Good points. Good points. And Jennifer, we're glad that you can join us too. It's so cool.
I know
Yeah.
we need to have her on. Although
Yes, we do.
we'll be changing the times because I'm back to school, and you won't have to get up quite so early in the morning, I guess.
I like
So,
getting up early, or I like, because most of my friends are on Central or East Coast time. So it actually, when I have to get up early, it's actually good. And then I can get finished with my work day and still have 4 hours on you guys. So
yeah, I know. I always joke that I want to start just driving in your direction so I can kind of catch up on time. That's why I always like flying into Nashville. Like, oh, right, I got an extra hour. But when I fly too far west, I think, oh my gosh, it's going to take me 10. Like if we go to Las Vegas, I think I'm losing the whole day when I come home. When you go someplace, it's great because you're like, I got the rest of the day plus. And then you come home, you think, where'd that day go? So, yeah.
yeah, I know. And if we go to Vegas, it's only 1 hour difference from here. So that's cool. When I spent my first East Coast trip in EST of 19 on the East Coast and everybody was in Alaska, it was so weird. I was going to bed and my kids were eating dinner, it's crazy.
I know.
So weird. Yeah. But because it's the same with you and me, you're going to bed and I'm eating dinner.
I know. Yeah. Especially lately, I've been trying to not stay up till, yeah, I was staying up till 1 or 2 because I was just working and writing, or I don't even know what, trying to find time to practice the guitar or something. And now I'm
Living
just
your best life.
exhausted. Yeah, I guess. Now it's getting darker earlier, so the night walk is legitimately a night walk at this point. So I have to kind of recalibrate myself, if I want to call it that, the
Oh my
new
gosh. Yeah, the
schedule.
sun is probably setting a little after 9 tonight. So we're getting less daytime too. I wonder what
Hmm.
time this. Yeah, that's crazy. Yep, the sun sets at 9:27. So and it's so we have 6:33 to almost 9:30. What is that? 12, 15-hour days. So our days are getting shorter.
Yeah, definitely here. I
From the
noticed last
20-hour
night.
days. From the 20-hour days that we had. Good
Oh,
morning, Kim. So glad to
really?
see you. I love your hair.
Good to know. Kim's close to me here, so I feel like I could actually wave and she might actually see. Not really. I don't know.
Yes, I love it. So, what are some things do you know that are coming up this week? Do you have any idea, or does anybody know? Drop what you have.
Yeah, let's see well, tonight is there are so many chats on Monday nights. I mean, just constantly. If you want to get involved in all of them, there are a ton. But formative chat, which is the one I co-host every Monday, tonight Bruce is actually the guest moderator. So Bruce and Paula are co-moderating and talking about media use in the classroom. So that's 7:30 Eastern. And what else?
That's so cool because they just launched their book a little less than 2 weeks ago. So way to go, Bruce and Paula. They are moderating the formative chat tonight about media use. I think that's awesome. I mean, obviously, very necessary right now.
It is, yeah. So that's happening, and I think, let's see, Wednesday night is the Parent Square Learning Network chat. So we're talking kind of like our webinar from last week about navigating the home to school connection and how do you communicate with families and what are the supports that you can set up, and focusing on strategies and things to avoid and lessons learned from the spring until now. So what can we do as we embrace this? I don't even want to say the new normal because I've been catching a lot of people posting about words that they're tired of hearing.
Well,
And Dr.
you
Mary
be
Beth
tired of it,
Evans,
y'all.
I know,
Tired
but
of it, but it's not going away. And I love what Dr. Will keeps saying. He's like, listen, this is here, like online learning. A lot of people like it. A lot of educators like it. A lot of students and families like it. Like there's going to be a whole population of people that are going to want more of that, you know? So times are changing. You might not like the new normal, but here it is.
yeah, that's a lot
I'm
of
so
work.
goofy, guys. Sorry.
Well, it is super early for you, and you probably have not had a lot of coffee yet, and it is Monday.
Three
So,
steps.
I mean, that's a lot. So, trying to
But
think what
it's
else is this week. It feels
well,
like
and I wanted to say that the Parent Square webinar that y'all had on was it Thursday? Was it
it was
Thursday that you guys
Thursday.
had?
Yeah,
Man,
Thursday.
I love Nicole Howard.
I know.
Every time she is on, I am like shouting amen. She really like gets it with the parent partnership and stuff. So I don't know if there's anything more partnerships that we can do with Nicole Howard with like Parent Square or something, or just but anybody out there, if you can read her blogs. I know I've got to see her twice with the Rethink Learning. She's doing some stuff, and yeah, so I'm excited every time she's on. You guys had a great panel though. It was amazing, you know, with Mandy and Sarah and Andrew. So
Yeah, it was. I really appreciate the fact that they've given their time just over the last couple of months and just joined in with blog writing and the webinars, because like Nicole and Sarah had done a webinar, Mandy had done a webinar and shared blogs, and Andrew had done a couple blogs. And hey, my mom said, "Hey girls, good
oh, I
morning,
didn't even see
Mom.
the comments. Is she on there? Oh
Good
my goodness.
morning, Marianne."
Mary Ann, hello. Oh my gosh.
She
She
needs to
is
come
so
on.
adorable.
I
Mary Ann,
know.
you are gorgeous. Good morning. And
Yeah.
Jennifer says, exactly. We not like, well, I can't talk, but here it is. Yep. I love
It
that.
is. I
Hey,
know.
Mary Ann.
Put
That's
it
the
back
best.
up. I know. Well, it was funny the one day where you thought there was just two people watching. You're like, I wonder if it's Jim and Marianne watching. And it could be. I mean, there were more than that. Especially now that you put it out on Twitter too. There's more that are
Yeah.
watching. So
Hey, Twitter land. And it's so funny because one time I have gotten a comment going live from Twitter, and it was this person that said, they dropped it. It said, hey, follow me. It's like trying to get more followers. It was the funniest comment. But hey, you know, it was cool. It works
uh,
from Twitter too. So, hey, Twitterland, Edu Twitter, if you're dropping in, we can see your comments if you drop some. If you need some followers, let us know.
I've been trying to get more followers on my Thrive and EDU account too,
Yes.
actually. Why
And
not
it's
though?
right there. So, listen,
Yeah.
I want people don't realize this maybe, but I am networking like crazy. So I just want to put this out here. If you have a blog, if you have a YouTube that you've created or a PD opportunity, drop it in the comments. Like I share this stuff. I read everybody's blogs. I'm reading them all the time. Drop them in here, but tag Thrive and Edu, like Thrive and Edu. I put it right there on the screen because yes, we're trying to get definitely a bigger following on this Twitter account. And honestly, what I love is that there's so many opportunities for everybody, you know, in this community, whether you're here in the Facebook community or whether you're following it on Twitter, like there's an opportunity for you, not just to learn, but also to teach and also to grow in so many different ways in the capacity of education. So we hope that you will tag Thrive and EDU. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah. So, oh, how could I forget? How could I totally forget? We did Jamie on last Monday.
Yeah,
And on Wednesday, she'll be on my Learning Revolution, on my Thrive and EDU show on there, doing all augmented virtual reality. So
that is
excited
so
about
cool.
that. And of course, Friday, if anybody, well, if you missed it, we did have a guest. I tried to surprise. That was my big surprise for Melody on Friday. And she did not like that I wasn't telling her who it was. But we had Michael Matera, who does the
Yep.
Teacher's Table and has a group here on Facebook, and also does, actually, he was doing it twice a week. And he had one on, I think, Saturday morning. I think he shifted, he was saying, right? I think he shifted because with school starting, he was doing them, I think, at 9 in the morning Eastern. And Saturday he had one. So I did catch Saturdays as well. And I feel like it might also be at 9 a.m. But he does have a YouTube channel. You can follow that. And I think Jen Led was also involved in it on Saturday as well.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. And
Awesome, Jen Led.
what else is happening this week? I mean, I know there's book studies, there's Twitter chats, people are going back to school.
Oh my gosh.
I think
Yes.
what is it? The Global Ed Tech Academy, is that what it is?
Oh yeah,
GETA.
Geta.
Geta has
Yeah.
things all week. I never want to just say the, word because it might be wrong. Like we
The
say,
nickname, but it is.
yeah,
That's the only way I can remember it. I couldn't remember that's what it stood for. So kudos to you. Listen, I love the Geta. I have watched several people present on that. People that I love, I watch them, and it's great. What a great resource to have. And if you can't miss, or if you have to miss the live session, you can always go back and watch the recorded sessions. So, and I
right.
would recommend Dr. Sarah. She did one last week on a writing workshop. So if you're somebody who's interested in writing, an adult, not for children, but if you're writing a book, I mean, who better to have this workshop? It's there, it's recorded, and it's a great workshop. I attended live and I loved it. So
Yeah, I was upset with myself that I missed it. I thought I had set a reminder, or I don't even know, but I did see that she was doing that one and I missed it. But that would
all
be a
right,
great
thank
one.
you, Jen.
Yeah,
So full of information.
I know.
Yes. And what books is everybody reading? Are you reading any books?
You mean me?
Yeah, or anybody watching. Jennifer,
I
hear
know.
you. Are you reading anything?
I am reading I'm almost finished with How to Be an Anti-Racist. I was kind of reading
Oh,
that one and
cool.
then got away from my daily reading a little bit because I was reading some different blogs and had some trainings and things I was doing with school. And then I've also been reading Distance Learning Playbook. And I don't know, there's another book. I can't think of what the name of it is right now. I want to say it might be Radical Candor, maybe, that I
Ooh, I've
had
never heard of
started
that
a while
one.
ago. Yeah, somebody in our 4 o'clock faculty group had recommended, I think it was Elizabeth Merce. And we did kind of a book, kind of secret book giveaway thing over the holidays. And so
How
Don
fun.
Stern wanted that book. And so I had ordered one for him. But when I ordered it, I kind of forgot to put the address change. So luckily I ordered it early enough and the book came to me, and I could have then sent it to him, but then it would have taken even longer. So I just got right back on and changed the address and sent it to him. But I'm sure he probably read his by now. I had mine in the car for a long time, and since I haven't actually gone anywhere too much, it kind of stayed there. So, oh, Dave's new book, Making Assessment Work, right?
How did you like it, Kim? Was it super boring? Let us know.
What did
I'm
you
just joking. Nothing that Dave writes is boring. It's just that you think data boring, But I know Kim didn't think it was boring. If she did, she wouldn't say anything. She liked his book. And I have a couple of Dave's books behind me. You just can't see, it's too small. So,
Being the change?
ooh, how's that? Tell us about it. Yeah, I
Trying to
love that.
think. Well, I have Rabbi Michael Cohen's book back there that I had read,
I
and
have his book too.
I brought it
I
back
love his
out.
book.
Yeah, I wanted to go back through a couple of the things that I had read in there. I don't write or highlight or anything in my books because I don't know. I take notes on paper. And the reason I do that is because if I want to lend it to somebody else, I want them to be able to have their own takeaways. So,
Oh, guess what? I write in my books because like then I can go back. Kim,
yeah,
I love that you think he's an inspiration. I hope that Dave Schmidt was Dr. Dave. Are you seeing this? This is great.
I
Um,
know.
and oh, that's so cool, Kim. What kind of changes? And while you're typing that out, what was I going to say? I don't know what. Oh my gosh, we have a guest here, so now I don't have to think. All right,
All right.
welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
Hey, Ida.
Hi, nice to see you both. We're actually meeting for the first time, Melody, but
Yes. Good morning, Ida. It's nice to meet you.
I see you.
I think you both kind of know each other because I talk about both of you a lot. And we've been to Nashville together. So you can kind of relate to each other, I guess.
Okay, wait. Ida, have you
No,
also
not
been
all
to
of us
Nashville
together.
with Rachelle?
I have been to Nashville, and it's not something she doesn't just stop talking about. So I get some messages here and there requesting, we should just make a plan irrespective of, this whole COVID situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Dave, he's reading. He actually heard his name being shouted across the internet.
Yeah.
So cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So Ida, Melody gets some of those same messages, but she fires back when she wants to go to Vegas. And
yeah. If I get to go anywhere, it's not back to Nashville, it's to Vegas.
Ida has been some amazing places. I actually got to be with her in London earlier in January, but I'm totally jealous of all of the places she's been. I wonder though, Ida, have you been to Alaska? Because that's where Melody is.
No, I've been trying. So it's a big flight. It's like going to another country.
It is.
So I couldn't get the right flights. I was looking at it and then I was debating, which is actually how I found myself for Iceland. Because I went to Iceland after we went to bed for in January. So yeah, so it's a long flight. So one day I will. But yeah, if you could see in my background here, those are my places that I've been to.
How cool is that? And so where are you hailing from right now?
So right now I am in New York for the last 7 months now.
Nice. And I just want to give a shout out because people are saying stuff, but Kim is saying, I'm headed down the standards-based path. Can't wait for my students to see the path ahead of them. They deserve to be able to make their own goals. I love that. And Dave, thanks for joining us. And Jennifer also said it's about staring, social comprehension and starring. That's staring. I am loving it. So many it is. It's about staring, social, whatever. Listen, I have not had enough coffee yet. I just can't make sense of anything. That is so cool. So Ida, tell us more about you.
So
you're in New York.
I am from New York, so I work with the Bunsey team. You can't actually see it since the banner's on the screen, but I just came back from India.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so we have exclusive Bunsey shirts. I have long hair now because you can't go out there and get a haircut, but yeah, so we just got back from Bunsey, India today. But yeah, so I've had the absolute pleasure of just being able to connect with our international community. Yeah, so I work with the Bunsey team and get to work with a lot of different educators like Rachelle in just a lot of different ways. So it's been cool. And so today we just had a Bunsey India session. So a lot of people, even though they're not from India, actually tuned in. So that was pretty cool too.
That is so cool. Yay, you're from Bunsey. Now I'm seeing all the connections.
Yeah.
Wow, so cool.
Side.
Melody, do you remember the morning when you were like, and Rachelle, I heard you were just in Malaysia this morning.
Yeah.
Same thing. I was also in
Right.
India, although I was just kind of on the side this morning in India. But
well, you were actually yesterday at the Middle East too, writing in Arabic.
Oh, I was writing in Arabic yesterday. That's right.
That is so cool.
Like,
that's one of the best things about this is just being connected globally. I love that. It's amazing.
I know. So I invited Ida to join us because it's fun when we have guests, and I surprised you, Melody. I was struggling today to surprise you, even though I gave you the heads up that somebody might be joining.
I was just thinking, okay, first when she sent me a little message, I thought, oh no, because I made fun of Dr. Dave, and I was like, maybe I should have done that. And I was just teasing Dave if you're watching. I love him. He's great. But then I was like, oh great, who is coming? I don't know, but I'm glad it's you, Ida. And I'm glad that Rachelle got to pull one over me. She really likes doing that. So everybody wins today.
Well, it was a surprise for me too. So my pleasure.
Yes. How long have you been with Bunsey?
So I've been with Bunsey since about, if I remember, I think 2015. So it's been a while now. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's been really cool as a journey for me because then, I saw it from what right now the tool is so different from what it was back then, although obviously similar strands, but I've seen it through all of the different evolutions that it's gone through. So it's really been exciting for the last 5 years. And then as we grew, obviously we got to connect with Rachelle, learn her ideas and things like that. So it's been an amazing journey for me. But yeah, 5 years, so crazy to say it out loud. And we actually have ambassadors that have been here almost the same amount of time. So every time I get to meet them, I'm always like, wow, so you knew what Bunsey was. And, and they're like, yeah, it's so different now. So it's been cool. So 5 years, yep.
That is cool.
Long time.
Yes, definitely.
Rachelle, how long have you been an ambassador?
How long have I been an ambassador?
Yeah.
I think,
are you?
Yeah. I probably 4 years.
That's
cool.
I
don't know.
Hey, Dave.
For sure. The time goes by. What's Dave again? But yeah, it's been great because even just with my students who they did their first Twitter chat, I think 2 years ago for Bunsey. And so it was fun for them to dive right into social media and learn about it, and also fun to have them create with it. So they'd love that. They would actually fight over who would actually get to present about Bunsey at the different conferences we would go to. They just thought it wasn't fair that they all couldn't. But I'm like, but there's 12 of you, and we want people to learn a lot of different ideas when they come through. So yeah, so it was great well, not that they would fight, but it was great to see that they were excited about something. So
yeah, I love that.
Hey, Ida, so can anybody join in these sessions? I know that there's some tomorrow too.
Yeah, so actually just talking about your student engagement one. So tomorrow, that one is actually led in Hindi. So we've been having these sessions just to sort of clarify the context of it being in Hindi. But what we've come to realize when it started actually with Malaysia, we were starting to think about how obviously everyone is undergoing remote learning and it's very different in different situations. So we want to try to localize it. So we've had the honor of having a lot of different ambassadors who's just been, wanting to actually share their strategies and their understanding, especially in their regions. Mm-hmm. So that's why, you saw like the Middle East and the India Community Day where they're going to share about like what they're planning to be able to do or what's been working for them. And so to your question, so what we have tomorrow, today was held in English. Tomorrow is actually going to be in Hindi to be able to support any of those that, speak that language instead. But the last day is actually still in English. So that's Wednesday, August 26th. That will be 8:30 a.m. EST time, Eastern time. But that one's exciting because I got to meet the students. But just speaking to what you mentioned about the student engagement part, what that session entails is different elementary students as well as high school students just sharing all of their different projects and why they really get engaged using the tool. So I've been really excited because honestly, when I got to meet them the other week, just to sort of test around how the tool works so they feel comfortable. I mean, being on camera and such. But anyway, when we were testing, they were showcasing me like their actual presentations that they put together. And it's amazing for me because, it's not that I've been in school for terribly too long ago, but it's so different to be able to speak to high school students and elementary students now. When we were just testing out these different tools, just on the StreamYard itself, actually, then you start to see they're super duper confident nowadays. That was like the most impressive thing to me. Too, the way that they speak is so professional, and one of those presenters is actually less than 10 years old. And so it's going to be an awesome session because it's also just being able to hear directly from the students, not just about Bunsey, but seeing how they're so different in this sort of new world that we find ourselves in. But at the same time, they'll also be sharing, what they think actually works for them in a remote learning environment, because it's definitely new waters for everybody. So yes, I'm excited for that session, but it'll be on Wednesday if you all want to tune in.
Awesome. Yeah, I was enjoying it this morning. Yesterday it was fun with the Arabic because obviously I couldn't read it, but I was taking some of what people were saying and I was using the translator for good and then trying to use it to see if I could actually engage in the conversation. But it was great to see them presenting and looking at the language and stuff and knowing that tools that have like Bunsey that have immersive reader, that if students are using and creating, that they can have that translator. People like me who don't know how to speak Arabic or write in Arabic. So lots of fun learning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there a link that we can drop for people to sign up on?
Yeah, so first of all, in case you can't sign up or you don't get the email, well, first of all, to register, it's bit.ly. So let me drop it in this chat over here if you can share it over.
Sure, and I can share it over for sure.
India. So that's the link to actually register. But in terms of the actual sessions themselves, in case you don't get the registration confirmation, just head over to the Bunsey YouTube channel. You'll be able to view it there. Yeah.
Awesome.
And yesterday when we hosted the the Middle East session, that was also really exciting for me because I started to learn about the differences in terms of the culture, but there's such a supportive community that on our last session, we had students actually sharing their work as well. And equally said, that's why I think right now, after one experience yesterday and then now seeing the students for this Wednesday, it's really just new for me as a like someone who's been out of school, but just to be able to see what education is like now for kids, it's really their future, and you could tell it's like a lot more of student ownership, if anything. Yeah,
that's awesome. I can't wait. Kim said she needs to explore Bunsey. Yeah, that's what Kim was in a local event that I was a part of back in, that was back in June. I almost said January, not quite that far, in June. And so I got to share some Bunsey back then too, which is awesome. So, hey, I do webinars on Tuesdays. That bit.ly is easy. It's just bit.ly Bunsey Post, all lowercase. All lowercase. I need more coffee and I'm out my 1 cup. So yeah, that's awesome. Yay.
Well, I love what you're saying, Ida, about, being student-centered. That's pretty amazing. I mean, and that's the direction that everything should be in. So I love that. And I hope a lot of people will sign up for this. I might sign up for it. I don't know. We'll see.
It'll be awesome to have you. And honestly, if you're looking to explore, what I would recommend is hearing it from the kids themselves. So like I said, it'll be I believe is actually 6 years old, but don't quote me on that. One is 6 years old. Her name is Gargi. And then the other one is a 10-year-old student. Both of them are super impressive. At first, the 6-year-old was like, do I go present? And then she heard all the other students and she's like, Mom, I'm going to speak too. So
that's awesome.
That, but the other students are all high school level, also super duper impressive. But what I love about the session, or the reason why we wanted to host it, is because when you think about, obviously, remote learning, right? It's new territory for everyone, but what we need to consider more is, having more sessions where we hear about the students' perspective on it. Because, as all of it is new to all of us, we started having a lot of different sessions where we're training teachers on how to navigate the space. But what about the kids? We realized that COVID-19 happened. Nobody predicted that. And so it says the same about our future for students. We can't predict the future, so we've got to hear their voice and their thoughts. So do stay tuned for August 26th on that for the kids.
That's awesome. I am so glad. Well, it is nice to meet you. We are coming up on our time for the day. It came fast.
I know.
But so glad that we could meet, and share some weird Nashville connection together. But I wanted, Rachelle, before we leave, was there anything about, do we know when we're having Thrive O'Clock? Is it still going to be on Friday?
I think we'll do it on Friday this week. I mean, it's, I have school, but it would have to be, I don't know. I'd be like, hang on a second, got to take a break. I mean, that would be kind of actually fun if I could do it during the school day, just a little break there for self-care, but it's not a possibility. But we can still do it on Friday, and then next Monday, I'm not sure what time, or if we'll shift to one of the weekend days, but we'll figure it out, because I definitely enjoy having the
times
chat
are changing
and having some random guests.
Yes, before we leave, just want to say, happy Monday to everybody. A lot of people are going back to school. Students are going back to school, or you're in professional development all week, but we just wish you the best. And things are changing, but we're going to change right with them. So it's all good, and we'll let you know what's happening. Ida, thank you so much for sharing this opportunity for Bunsey, India. That's exciting. And I love, just the global aspect of it and the student led part of it. That's amazing. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great day, and we'll see you again at Thrive O'Clock.
Yep,
whatever that is.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.